pleasant sight to the blind. My baby's loving calls the sun to shine, and she's my sweet little thing. And she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm one little lover boy. Howdy folks, bluesboyjag here, and yet another 4-string humbucker cigar box guitar lesson. Pride and Joy by the great Stevie Ray Vaughan. I'm tuned to open G. This is an A string, tuned down to G. D string, tuned regular to D. G string, tuned regular to G. And a B string, tuned regular to B. 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. Very common 4-string tuning for a cigar box guitar. Alright, let's get right to it. You're going to put your first finger on the 1st string and you're going to slide it all the way up to the 8th fret. I'm starting at about the 1st or 2nd fret. And then you're going to go all the way up to the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th fret. And you're going to bar across the top 2 strings. So, that's the very beginning of the original version of the 6-string Stevie Ray Vaughan version. Now you're going to do a bend on the 2nd string, 2nd fret with your 1st finger. So you're going to bend it up and back down. Open, 4th string, 2nd fret. 4th string, no fingers. Oops, I did that wrong. Now we're going to jump right into the walking bass pattern. What's happening here on the original version as well as this version that I'm teaching you is the bass guitar is being played along with the guitar chord. So Stevie was playing the chord and also the bass line at the same time. So he's playing guitar and bass parts at the same time. It's pretty cool. So what we're doing is the thumb on the down and 1st finger strumming the whole chord on the up. So we're going to start out just playing that 1 G note, then we with the thumb, then we do an up strum on all the strings. So here's the pattern. 4th string, no fingers, followed by the up strum. Now we're going to do a down pick with my thumb on the 4th string, 4th fret. And also going to do the up strum after that. So after every bass guitar note, we're going to play the guitar chord. So what we have here as far as the sequence of notes is 4-0, 4-4, that's the 4th string, 0 fingers, 0 frets, 4th string, 4th fret, 3rd string open or 0, 3rd string, 2nd fret, 1st finger, 3rd string open. You're gonna walk back down. So watch what you're doing when you walk up. So you're not gonna walk all the way down on that one. You're going to go down to so that's the bass pattern. Remember to use your 1st finger on the up to play the chord. This will really help your claw hammer. If you haven't figured out the claw hammer technique, this will really help. This claw hammer is just critical in my opinion for a lot of acoustic 6-string or electric 6-string or any 6-string, but especially the 4 and 3 string guitars really, in my opinion, critical. So I'm just using my thumb and 1st finger claw hammer. I'm not using any other fingers. Sounds like 2 people playing, right? You got the bass and you got the guitar. So that's the pattern. All right, let me show you that second one. First finger on the 5th fret, 4th string. That's with your, played with your thumb. And I'm playing the open chord on this one. I'm not playing the open chord on that one. It's pretty difficult to do. If you can do it, hey, that's great. What I'm doing is I'm doing kind of a click, because you have to press it down and then immediately release to choke it, which is pretty tough. So I'm just doing individual strings instead of now remember to get that swing feel. That alone right there is just a huge milestone for a lot of people. It was for me, certainly. You can definitely use that same finger picking style on a 6th string to play tons and tons of really cool riffs. All right, when I strum, I'm using my 1st finger and I'm playing down, strumming down. Sometimes my thumb is in there a little bit. I might do my thumb on the down, 1st finger on the up. So when I get to this point, what I'm doing is now when I get that back down to that G, it's open, no fingers needed, so it's just way easier. Get that chord in there. That last chord is pretty much the top 2 strings. If you only get that 3rd string, that's fine too. No big deal. Nobody's going to be sitting in the audience going, "He didn't get that 2nd string." All right, so that ba-da-da-da. I'm just going, that's the 2nd string, 2nd fret, 1st finger. All right, the whole thing. So what the heck was that? This is the next section. You're going to slide up. 1st finger is going to be on 1-5. 2nd finger is going to be on 2-6. You're going to move both fingers up 1 fret, or slide them up 1 fret. Thumbs on the 2nd string. 1st finger is on the 1st string. Pull off. 3rd finger, 5th fret. Pulled off to 3. It's a hammer on 3-3 to 3-5. Whoops. Now we're going to add after the next lick, what you're going to be doing is first finger's on first string 5th fret, second finger's on second string 6th fret. Slide up 1 fret with both fingers, and you're going to pick the second string and then the first string. So pick the second string with your thumb, then slide up, and then pick the first string with your first finger. Do that twice. So that part is second finger 5th fret, third finger, and you're going to pull off 4th string 5th fret. Next lick is the 4th string 5th fret hammered to the 7th fret. Probably the hardest lick in the entire song for this 4-string version, because you're jumping all over the place because it's a 4-string and not a 6. All right, real slow. Whoops. Notice how I'm hammering that and then plucking it again. You got to shove all those licks together in one big fat mess. A little word of advice: if you start this song even 10% faster than it should be, that lick is just going to be impossible to play. You gotta start this song at the right tempo, otherwise you'll be flubbing that lick big time. So if I start the song, that's going to be pretty tough. You want to start the song. Anyway, back to that. All that's shoved together. All right, next part. This is also pretty tricky too, especially if you're using your fingers. Well, for me anyway, because it's hard to play one note at a time with your fingers. I'm using my thumb and my first finger, and to make it sound real smooth, instead of da 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 da, you end up with da 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 da. That's just what you get if you're using your fingers. So that's one little instance there where you might want to use a pick, but of course you can't go grab your pick right in the middle of the intro. Anywho, now get a load of this final lick. What you're doing is you're hammering it's not too hard to do slow, it's pretty tough to do fast. That's all done with one pick. Everything else is without hand. Now, if you listen to the original version of this, you'll hear him do that much higher up on the fretboard, because the reason it's down here on the 4th string is because you just pretty much can't even do it. If somebody can do it, then I'll give you maybe $5. Send me a video. All right, so after that, you got all right, we've done the intro. I told you it was tough. Well, you heard of our love, giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving calls the sun to shine. She's my sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover So when he starts singing, here's what you're doing. Well, you heard about love giving sight to the blind. My baby's loving calls the sun to shine. She's my sweet little thing. She's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. So, there's a couple different ways you can do this walking bass pattern when you start singing. I kind of mix it up. Sometimes I don't even notice that I'm doing, which is how I play it on a 6-string. That's a single note, followed by the chord. So the sequence of events here, or sequence of notes, is 0, and then the chord. And then you're on the 4th fret with the 4th string, and you're playing that open G chord again. Now you're playing the open 3rd string and the chord, so it's boom da boom da boom da. Whoops. Boom da boom da boom da. Now notice how when you play that open A, it's pretty much impossible to mute that and then hit the chord. It's not a big deal though, they're kind of mashed together, whereas the other ones aren't. So listen, I'm muting before I hit the chord. But when you hit that open A, open D string, it's real hard to mute that. Not a big deal at all, but just kind of interesting. All right, so the next part, that's the open G string. So you notice how I'm doing the full boom to boom to boom to, then I'm going boom to boom. I'm going halfway up. I'm going all the way up, and then the next time, halfway up. By the way, that's way too fast. I'm just showing you for the example. For God's sakes, try not to play this song that fast. If you can, I'll give you $10. That's how fast I play it on the 6th string. It's harder on this because of these licks. All right, so anyway. So what I'm doing here is adding that chord. So I'm using you can either bar it, or you can use that 2nd string on the 2nd fret. So that is now I'm not really playing that chord, I'm kind of playing the chord. It's kind of a muted chord. Sometimes it's actually a click. Right? Because it's hard to do with this tuning. You can do it much easier on the natural tune 6 string. All right, whole thing. Now, the next lick, 1st finger's on the 1st string, 5th fret, 2nd finger's on the 2nd string, 6th fret. You're going to slide up 1 fret. about love, giving sight to the blind. My baby's love and calls the sun to shine, and she's my sweet little thing. So I'm doing a C chord, C7 actually. So here's your C chord. First finger's on the first string, first fret, second finger's on the third string, second fret. Then I'm adding my pinky on the second string, third fret. Well, you heard about love, giving sight to the blind. My baby's love and calls the sun to shine, and she's my sweet little thing. And she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. That is a D chord, but it looks different because it's a 4th string. So I'm using my third finger on the first string, 3rd fret, and first finger on the second string, 2nd fret, only because that's the same shape as a regular 6th string D, which I've been playing for 40-something years. So that finger is in midair. Now, you don't have to do it that way, but I'm so used to doing that, it's just easier for me to do that. So there's my D string, and here's my C7. Right. Well, you heard about love, giving sight to the blind. My baby's love and calls the sun to shine, and she's my sweet little thing. And she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my baby with heart and soul. A love like ours won't ever grow. She's my sweet little thing. And she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my baby like the finest wine. I stick with her until the end of time. She's my sweet little thing. So that lick, first finger's on the first string, 6th fret, second finger's on the second string, 7th fret. She's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. Well, I love my baby like the finest wine. I stick with her until the end of time. She's my sweet little thing. And she's my pride and joy. She's my sweet little baby. I'm a little lover boy. So let me show you that part. First finger's on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and you're playing your thumb on the 3rd string, and you're playing your 2nd string with your first finger. So the thumb is on the 3rd string, first finger's on the 2nd, and what you're doing is you're going back and forth between those two strings. Then you just slide your first finger up 1 fret or 2 frets. Do the same thing. You're playing 2 notes, same notes. 2 strings, same notes. So it's now you move up. You got your first finger on the 7th fret, 2nd string, and your second finger on the 9th fret, 3rd string. Now you move all those up 2 more frets. Wait. 3 more frets. Now usually I just visualize my 2nd finger to know where I'm at. Stevie plays that on his 6th string. He's way up higher on the fretboard, which is impossible on this guitar. Not enough frets. You may have a 4th string that has enough frets, but even then it's pretty tough. Your mileage may vary on that. One little word of advice here. This helps me. You may not need to do this, but it helps me just to know where I am in the damn beat on all that. So I go. That's what I'm hearing in my head anyway, and I'm kind of mimicking that with my fingers. So I'm going. I'm emphasizing that first note. Now y'all might be thinking, what the heck's he doing? I don't know what the hell that means. It helps me. It might help one or two y'all. I'm from Arkansas, sorry. Well, born in Michigan. So that's the walk up that he does in the middle of the original version. And that brings him back to the chorus, I think. No, it's more guitar solos after that. So at that point, the verses are all over, and he does a final guitar solo through the chord progression of the song, and then he ends the song. So when he ends it, he's playing this. I did it wrong the first time. So you're using that 2nd string 3rd fret and bending it up a little bit, and then you're playing it open. Same thing with the 3rd string. Now when you get to the 4th string, you're going to do a little hammer from 3 to 5 and back down to 3. And then you're going to do, so it's, you've probably heard that a trillion times. That's a classic old school country lick that goes back to probably the late 1800s. Early 1900s. 1st finger is on the 5th fret, strumming all the strings, and you slide that 1st finger up 1 fret. That brings you up to a G7, which is a super common ending lick for blues. Thousands of songs. This little thing is pretty unique to Stevie. You could totally do a really slow, well, you heard about love version of this Stevie Ray song, and it would work just perfectly. So, how would you solo in this song? Well, it's a little bit tricky because you're playing the rhythm and the lead at the same time. Right, so that's your boogie woogie shuffle. So it would be difficult to do unless you're one of those well-blessed guitar players. A lot of people use slide. So they do the regular boogie pattern there, and then they go to slide for your solo, which is certainly fine. I mean, you know, you can reinterpret songs all you want, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. So it doesn't have to be exactly the way Stevie did it. The beauty of the 4-string guitar, though, is you'll be pretty amazed how many songs that you can play just like the original on 4 strings. You have to kind of improvise and come up with different ways of doing the lick, and every now and then you might have to drop a note or substitute a note here or there, but you'd be amazed at how many licks you can play on a 4-string that were originally written and recorded on a 6-string. So there you go, folks. Pride and Joy by the great Stevie Ray Vaughan. I was lucky enough to see him 3 times. Saw him in '84 in Little Rock. He opened up for Huey Lewis and the News. And at that point, I was not a heavy blues fan. I appreciated it for sure, and I loved Hendrix's blues and a couple of other people's blues like Jimmy Page. In other words, if it rocked and it was blues, I dug it. And I was thinking, blues, okay, I don't have anything else to do. So I went to go see him, and of course, he knocked my socks off. He whipped his guitar at the end with his guitar strap. It was incredible. And then I saw him, I guess, in '86, a couple years later. He came back to Little Rock at Robinson Auditorium, and he tore the house down, just stunningly amazing. And then I saw him at Mud Island in Memphis maybe a year or two after that, about, I don't know, a year or so before he passed away. And he truly was one of the greatest guitarists I have ever heard of any style. The thing that for me put him way over the top was he had soul, and he played with conviction. He didn't just play the gig to get through the gig. When he plugged in that guitar, by God, he was balls to the wall, cranked up, and he didn't miss a note. He was absolutely a stunningly accurate guitar player, and he played with accuracy, and he played with feeling, and he played with soul. Totally, totally, in my opinion, one of the top 5 greatest guitar players who ever walked the planet. So have fun with that. Be sure and subscribe if you like my channel and you're having some fun with these lessons. You can also leave a comment here or there. I always like to hear people's input on my videos. So we will see you next time. Have fun with that.